What's up, guys? It's your girl Matt Cox from A Couture Crafting. Y'all remember Mr. Pickles used to chill right here, right? And ever since I've moved him, it has not felt right in here. And I'm like, where's Mr. Pickles? I don't know. It's a weird thing. I'm in love with Mr. Pickles from Timeless Treasures. Here he is, right? And I was wondering what I was going to do with them. Was I going to add my fabric to him? What was I going to do? Blah, 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 right? So then I decided he is an actual staple in here. And you guys know that I'm decorating the area over there by the embroidery section. So I think I'm going to try to do a little embroidery on this panel, especially since I need to practice embroidering on cotton fabrics because we've got a lot of that coming up. But I want to be sure that I know how to properly stabilize it so that it still looks good, it doesn't pucker, that kind of thing. So we're going to do a little bit of that on this here. First things first, I thought I was going to add some fabric because I was like, didn't I buy a coordinate? Why would I only buy a half a yard of this coordinate? What was I thinking I was going to do? I don't know, but that's all I bought. So I've got to make it work. Let's see if I can do that. First thing I'm going to do is trim Mr. Pickles down because he's got a little bit of the selvage and stuff on the top and bottom. I think I'm going to try to keep as much of his width as I can since I only have a half a yard of fabric, but we're going to figure it out because Mr. Pickles, he's got to stay. So let's see what happens. He is 23.5 by 21.5. Okay, so that's what I'm working with. Let's see if I can get a border on him with half a yard of fabric. This is why it's so important to keep a pencil and a notepad by where you are quilting because I'm always into something. Okay, so it's 43 high by 23.5 wide. Now I've got to see how this works with this because in my mind I wanted to see the other fabric on the outsides and maybe just a little bit on the inside. I think I need to take off the sides a little bit just to make it look right. I'll be back once I figured all that out. Well, I just trimmed Mr. Pickles down to 21 inches and then 43 inches this way. And I think he looks pretty good. So now I'm getting ready to press the fabric that is going to be the border. So we're just going to do a really quick press and then I'm going to cut some strips. The top and the bottom strips are fine. It's not a big deal. It's those side strips that I'm worried about, but I think I'm going to, I don't know. I think I'm going to do two. Remember, I only have a half a yard, which is insane. But I think I'm going to do two strips at 3 inches and two at 4, or maybe one at 4. We'll see. Boy, this is beautiful fabric. Let me show y'all. This fabric is absolutely beautiful. My goodness. Timeless Treasures doesn't miss. So Mr. Pickles is looking good. I cut this strip at 4.5 by 20.75 because that's what I ended up trimming him off just a little bit because there's so much black on this side. Even though I know that he's even, it's just the flowers are not symmetrical. So, which is fine. It just looks a little better with a little more cut off here and it doesn't really matter. So this one was cut at 4.5 by the width of this. Because I want this to lay flat, I'm going to have to measure it and then sew it as opposed to just piecing these all together and just sewing down the side. That's just a great way to have a very wobbly border. And I don't want the border to look crazy. So I'm going to stitch this and I'm going to shorten the stitch length because I'm going to give it some tension. I'm going to be pulling on it a bit. So I'm going to bring it down to at least a 2.0, maybe even smaller. So there you go. But I'm going to sew all these together in one long strip and then cut them at 43 inches. and then I'm going to sew it on the sides because we're just going to do it right. Why not? Doesn't he look so cute with these beautiful flowers? I'm obsessed. Now I'm going to go press these back or open or something and then add the side ones to it. And I'll be back after all that's done. Before I add on those side borders, I'm going to go on ahead and add some Designer's Light Pellon to the back. I wanted SF101, but I don't have SF101 in black. This is what I have right now, so this is what I'm going to use. So I did about 9 inches. We will just center it the best we can. Oh, it's almost wide enough. It's just on the inside, which is perfectly fine. I'm going to fuse it with this steam iron, which will hit it in just a few seconds. It'll be fine. So, I am so obsessed with Mr. Pickles and this whole thing of roses. Now, I can't figure out if I wanted to say in loving memory of Mr. Pickles at the bottom, or if I wanted to completely say in loving memories of Mr. Pickles at the bottom, or if I just wanted to say Mr. Pickles at the bottom. Too many options. I really hate that I don't have a 15 by 13 hoop though. Melco hoop. I need the biggest hoop. I knew I did. And I hadn't bought it yet. And I don't know how to, I mean, I'm assuming you just move it over. You just do some spacing and I don't know. But this is why we are on our embroidery journey, because I don't know. But this, I totally love. Like, let me get you closer so you can see. Look at how good this looks. Y'all are like, what are you talking about? It's just so pretty. There we go. Look at how vibrant those colors are. He just looks so good. Timeless Treasures is my jam. I wonder what everybody else did with their Mr. Pickles. So I'm playing with the digitizing. I'm trying to see what I want, the size that I want, and I was looking at this background here and I wondered how dense that is, and it's just what you see. I'm running the test right now and it looks almost identical. I am using my design shop software to teach myself to digitize. I'm not really teaching myself. There are programs and YouTube tutorials galore, and this is what I came up with. Now, I have been putting this in and tweaking it and messing with it non-stop just to get this very simple design, which is basically what I did before, because I decided that we needed a knockdown, or what they call a primer stitch, behind these letters to not get, so that it doesn't get all lost in the flowers, just to give it a little something to stand out against those flowers. So this is the bottom, and if the bottom goes well, we'll try to do the top also, but let's see. So I'm trying to get it together with this, but I need to change this out. And I just think it's hateful that this doesn't come with screws. I mean, it does come with screws, but the kind of screws that it comes with, again, hateful. I promise you, tomorrow I'm going straight over to the Home Depot and we're going to change these out. I know some people are like, well, why are your nails so long? Because they are. But gosh darn it, we can't live like this. And you got to screw the thing down low enough so that it's not impeding the interfacing. Hateful, just hateful. I had to bust out a wrench. Thank God I'm a wrenchy kind of girl, because yeah, I had to bust out my wrench to get this thing out. And yes, I have long nails, but that is just a part of my life. Most ladies do nail. Not most of them, I take that back. But long nail girlies get it. It is what it is. Now I'm out here trying to fight for my life. Trying to screw this thing in and out. And this is not even, there it is. There it is. Hateful that it doesn't come with screws. I'm gonna get some. I have no idea if this is cutaway, tear away. I need to mark my things better, because at this point, I don't know what is what at all. And this is barely holding this bad boy on here, but it will do. All right, here we are. Somebody should probably find the center of Mr. Pickles. Let me go press this in half really quick. All right, so I pressed a crease in that bad boy, and now I've got it up because I really want Pickles to sit right in here. So I've shifted this up a bit so that it's actually, that line is sitting right in the area here. Now the question is, am I going to embroider it upside down or right side up? And I think I'm going to embroider it upside down. I really don't want all that extra hanging over there. So I know this notch is right here. I'm going to just flip it this way. And I think that should get it. All right. Now, even though this line is not lined up with this, I should be able to shift it a little bit over a little bit. I have a little, maybe a tad bit of wiggle room, I think. Not a lot, but maybe a tad bit, and I should be fine. So let's take it on over. So the first thing we will do is put this here. And that's snapped in. Now let's go to our, and to get rid of the test, I need to put some more folders in here because it's starting to get ridiculous. Did I even put it in here? I think this is it. All right, we're gonna do this. Everything looks cool. We are going to flip it upside down. We've got the right size hoop. Actually, let's do the color change first. I want to use needle 12, and I want to use needle 5. So this we're gonna do 5. And we're gonna say okay. And now we are going to rotate you. There we go. Rotate you 180. And now we are going to see where the bottom is and all that by pushing this guy over here. And now I can see right here, that's going to be the top, the bottom, and all that. So I'm going to just start messing with this laser. Where is the bottom of this design, also known as the top? Hitting. Okay. Can we move it over a little bit? It'll go red when I've gotten over too far. And I feel like I'm just about there. All right. And that's actually cool. It's not at the bottom exactly, but there we go. That looks good. So that's the bottom right there. That's going to be the bottom of the Mr. Pickles. And then we will go the top, center, and that's dead on. All right, this looks pretty good. I think we've got action. Let's trace it. Looks good to me. All right, let's get to it. It says this couldn't be a 15-minute stitch out. It just couldn't be. And it is. Let's see. Let's see what we are working with. Fill stitches are about to be my new favorite thing in the whole world. This actually looks pretty good. It didn't buckle the fabric down here too much or anything like that. It just looks pretty. Let's see how you look at Mr. Pickles. Yeah, the fabric didn't do a lot of moving. It looks like a good size. I probably could have brought it down a little bit more, but does not matter. Should we do the top too? This definitely does not feel like tear away. This feels like cut away. So let's cut it away. Boy, I like that. I like it so much. I could have made the background more dense, but that just would have taken longer, and it's doing just what I needed it to do. It stands out enough. Let's put it over there on the wall and see how it looks. And there Mr. Pickles is. I am dying to make it say in loving memory of. But if I do, it needs to be so much bigger than that. So Mr. Pickles actually looks perfect. It's centered. It looks good. But if we do in loving memory, it needs to be able to come outside of that, which means we're going to have to do some placement. And I want this done right. And this is a journey. So I think I'm going to do it and digitize it so that each word has to be hooped individually because of the size of it. So I can get the word that size, but I won't be able to do in loving memory of at the same time. It'll have to be in and then the word loving memory of. That size is fine. It just needs to be able to be spaced out, and that hoop is only so big. So the way I think I'm going to do this is I am going to put some tape so that I know where horizontal is and then space it between them that way. This is fun. I'm enjoying myself. Embroidery is life. I am so digging those fill stitches. I can't wait to figure out what decorative fill stitches look like. You'll see. It's coming. So I've been standing here looking at Mr. Pickles for I don't know how long. And in my mind, I wanted it to say in loving memory of. But after talking to Mom, she's like, you really don't need the of. In loving memory would be fine. And looking at the size of that down there, which is very large, I think I'm just going to fit it all right here, center, and be done with it. And move on from this project because it's getting out of hand as usual. if I were to do in loving memory of, I would have to hoop it a couple of times and blah, blah, blah. Honestly, I just need to get one, I need to get a larger hoop. Two, I need to stop stressing about this. This is a whole fictitious thing. So we're just going to put some backing up here in loving memory and then Mr. Pickles, and then we'll mount it on our thing and move on because this is just, again, gotten out of hand as usual. Nothing too interesting here. We made our decision. We decided we're only doing the one hooping and we are moving on from this project. So I pressed that seam down the center, and so I kind of know where center is, or where it thinks center is, which is fine by me. Looks pretty good. The hoop starts right there. I want it to come down just a little bit. There we go. That feels about right. And this can go in the machine the proper way, and this will be where all the excess is. So that's cool. Cool, and that's just, it's very close to center. All right, looks good to me. We can take this right over to the machine. So I'm gonna scroll as usual till we find, we are not doing shiz. Till we find, there it is, not that, this. Let's see if it's too big. Because I know when I was digitizing it, I saw it touching the, nope, it's not, oh yes, it is too big. I saw it touching just on the outside of that line, and I was like, it'll be fine. What's that line anyway? Yeah, I need to go back and resize this because this is too big. Be right back. So I'm in the design shop software. I'm just gonna take this mouse and drag it over everything, and now everything is selected, and the width, I'm gonna move it to, even though this hoop is 12 by 13, I think, we're just gonna change this to 12 and see what we get. And it's slightly smaller. I'm gonna just hit this button here. Now I'm at the bottom. I just typed in the 12 with the width. I'm gonna come down because I want it to be locked with the proportions. So we are just, what did I do? Something went crazy. Now it's at 9. I didn't say 9. Did I say 9? That's definitely in there. I'm gonna keep playing with this until I get it just so that it's inside that dotted line, because I want it to be just, I mean, it's not that big of a deal, but all right, that looks good. Now I'm going to save this, and then I'm gonna go back to the machine and reload it. So I'm just gonna hit this button again at the bottom. My hands are cold. Look at all that red telling me absolutely not. My hands are so cold. Where are you? Gotta get a bigger hoop. There we go. Now, perfect. Colors are not auto matched. We're gonna tell it what colors to use. Yes, I want it to use 12, and I want it to use 5, which is what it's doing. And I'm gonna say okay. And we're just gonna do a quick trace to make sure nothing bad is gonna happen. finished. It looks absolutely beautiful. It took about an hour and a half to stitch out, and I had to stop for a bobbin ran out, and that was all I had to stop for. So I think we're doing great. Great, great, great. Look at how pretty that looks. Now I'm gonna take this and get rid of this cutaway, I believe. Again, I'm assuming this is cutaway. It must be. I'm gonna slowly do this off camera. I'll be back. What makes me so happy about this is that I don't have any buckling or anything. It's just stitched on there fine. There's nothing happening. There's nothing puckering. And the last time I tried to do some quilting cotton and embroidery, I just had puckers galore because it just wasn't right. But now I know what to do. So yeah, that's stabilizing the fabric and then using the tearaway to stabilize the hoop, as someone once told me. I feel pretty good about that. So I'm going to take this over and press it, and then I'm going to use my staple gun and staple it to the canvas. Now I'm just going to take my $20 canvas, and I'm not doing anything to it. I'm just going to open it and throw it down on the ground and then see how Mr. Pickles looks on it. And there's Mr. Pickles all finished. It came out pretty good. Yeah, it came out pretty good. That's all I can say. Now I just need to hang him up in his new place. Well, now Mr. Pickles is on the wall. He looks good, right? I like it. I realize that I still need a ton more of stuff to go over here in the embroidery area. Like, we need all of that full of color. And I've got an idea for the next one, which is going to go further over to the right. I've got an idea, so wish me luck on that. We're going to start on that next. But also, who would have thunk it to do embroidery on a panel? Like, what? I'm obsessed. I really am. I loved that panel. And now it can be with me forever.